dog, and we can tell that too. Wednesday night, ROH on DVD, the best wrestling on the planet to the nth degree. Joe Damon's delirious, Danielson and Kim McCarthy, homicide, the Rottweilers and Cancer Kobashi. Thursday night, TNA on Spike. Bruce's booking, so that means I'm drinking blood tonight. Shut up and show me the damn X Division and get SoCal balance in my line of vision. Friday night SmackDown, this is all life. Kicking back, watching wrestling every night. Kenny, Boogeyman, Helms, Hardy, Guerrero, London, Kendrick, and stealing the show. RWF Scion in the weekly features. You're a student, we are the teachers. Shout outs to Jimbo's crew and to the D's, putting it down for Bill with the greatest of ease. Wrestling Mayhem Show.
What's up, guys? It's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. 126, I think, is the number. I don't know if I can hear myself. But we are here, and we have a very special guest and another full house. In the studio is Super Hentai himself. What's up, man?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
And for those in audio world, he is wearing the mask because we are on Blog TV, and we need to protect the identity. So as we heard last week, I understand you have some horrible scars that you're hiding.
And who did you hear this from?
I believe I think it's Justin Idol. Sexual harassment.
Yeah, those guys.
Some pretty good authority that it's like Kane but real.
Don't well, they're not as bad as they perceive it to be. They just said that I
razor nicks, right?
Right. Well, what happened was they said that I looked good from far away, and then when they got close up to try to hit on me, it was one of those type deals. So, I mean, you can't really take. They exaggerate a little. We'll just say that.
But Super Hentai, we know here from IWC International Wrestling Cartel, and he's wrestled all over. And well, first we got to ask.
There you go. I think you're going to ask the same question.
So Super Hentai, why hentai? Well,
actually, my trainers actually gave me that name, gave me that title. I'm a bit outlandish. I like nudist colonies, and so they felt that would be an appropriate name to label me as. And me being none the wiser at 19 years old, I just went along with it, and here we are today. So,
and for those of you who don't know, hentai is Japanese animated porn.
Which, that's how it's perceived in the States.
Oh.
In Japan, no, that's okay. That's cool. In Japan, it has a different meaning. But
us on it.
Well, you know what? I won't like know you off the air. If people are interested enough, they can look it up.
Isn't it just the translation just for something perverse?
A perversion, abnormality. That's pretty much it. That's how the Japanese see it as. So, where the transition from that to cartoon porn I don't know. I don't know what it was. You Comic-Con maniacs, they like to just come up with label their own shit, so I'm just assuming it might have been one of them guys that started the ball.
That leads me to my next question then. And we were already speaking of these guys' sexual harassment. If they were to ever team up with Super Hentai, would they don the name like Yowie or anything like that?
I might don the name. Never mind. No. No. Well, that remains to be seen. That'd be interesting tag team, to say the least. But yeah, well, you never know. You never know. So. Fuck! I just wanted to swear because I know I can't. Fuck! Yeah! Let's do this, Sorg.
Yeah, we actually told him beforehand that he can swear, since everybody finds out halfway through, it seems. My question is, how did you get your start? We talked a little bit, again, we talked a lot. We've been bullshitting for about an hour before the show. We should have had the microphone on already. But how did you get your start? I think you mentioned you started in 1998, around when everything was exploding.
Yeah, well, you know what? It all stemmed from I started going to wrestling shows, independents, in 1996, 95, 96. And of course, I've watched wrestling all my life, and then it finally came to the area. So I started going to independent wrestling shows around 96. I found out about PWX, which is a local promotion in around Pittsburgh here, and so I started going there with my cousin and young Devil Budokan us three started going to shows. They ran every 2 weeks. We started going. We just started going religiously. And then the hunger to get in the ring got it grew and grew. And Devil and myself, we really wanted to pursue this, try to get in the ring, and that's when we met up with Shirley Doe, and he actually got us our start in the area of training and whatnot. So he started our training. We were in training for, it was either 10 or 12 months, and then we finally got our shot in October of '98 in Ohio, and then it just went from there. So yeah, that's how it rock and rolls.
Cool. That's just history.
Yeah, the rest is history. I got training through the years too. You never stop learning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna express that. Doe got me my start, but I got training in Japan. I got training from guys that were in ECW and WWF. Everybody that I came across, you learned something from. So I got my initial training there, but Dory Funk Jr. and going to Japan and whatnot, that accelerated my training. So yeah.
And you see, you've been in Japan a lot. How did you first take the step to get to Japan?
It was actually winning the inaugural Super Indie tournament. That's what got me started. I won that back in 2002, beating Christopher Daniels and whatnot. And sorry. Sorry, someone's got a vibrator.
I think I was left here from the last.
Whoever's got the remote, whoever's got the remote to the vibrator, you gotta turn that egg down. Anyway, I won the Super Indie tournament, and it actually propelled me into a lot more exposure than I anticipated. And they actually contacted Norm. They contacted Shirley Doe actually because he has connections over there, and I got my first trip over there back in October of 2002. So that's how I got started. It was actually the Super Indie tournament, which that shows you the impact that IWC has actually on around the world. So yeah, that's how I got there initially.
Now, tell us about your worst in-ring injury.
My worst in-ring injury.
No, we heard a little bit about this before.
Yeah, there's top three, and it's real close because I have a recurring back injury, but I would say it was my leg. I had a leg injury, and I did a tope. I was on the ring apron, did a tope through the ropes to the floor. Well, the hook that hooks the top ring rope to the corner post caught my leg and tore it just like a t-shirt. Just tore it, and it was laying like a flap. However, I didn't know at the time because I was wearing Sabu-esque type pants. I think that was the craze back then. That and Hardy Boy Jenko jeans, and so I opted to go the Sabu route. And those didn't tear. 15 minutes after the match, go to the back. Here, my leg is torn to shreds. 17 stitches right through my favorite tattoo, and it's still numb today. And that happened in 2002, so it was nasty.
Well, you said your back and your leg. What's the third?
When I got staples in my head, blew my head to smithereens. Shirley Doe, guess he wanted to prove that he's still the trainer, and he exploded my head with a chair. That required 6 staples. And both that and the leg injury required a mop to clean up the ring area because it was just an insatiable amount of B-negative blood all over the place. So
Gotta love the B-negative.
gotta love the word insatiable.
Yeah.
And a guy in a mask saying that. Yeah.
Named Hentai.
That's it, name Hentai. Bite that! Yeah! I just forget where the camera was. Shit, I've been looking all over the place for the camera. That fucking owl keeps staring at me. I thought it was in his eye. I kept looking up and trying to look over at this computer here and look over there, and it wasn't the case. And that owl's about to take a clothesline now. Have you ever had that owl on camera?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, last week he was just an idol for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more personality, though. I'm kidding. I love Justin. I love you. Justin, I love you. We've gone out to the bars together. I love you, Justin. You know that's bullshit, what I just said. Spewing lies. Much like you bastard. The scars and everything else. Fuck. Go ahead.
Oh man.
What's next? Got anything to say, Silent Bob? I want just one question out of you before the end of the night. I don't want something lame like, where'd you get them shoes? That ain't a good one. You're a wrestling fan. I want to hear something. But don't worry, you're not on the spot right now. Go ahead. Sorry. Is anybody in that fucking room?
Yes, they are.
4 or 5 people?
One guy asked, Nosebleed in the chat room.
Okay.
Yes, you get some good names in here. It says your mask looks similar to Delirious's. He says, is that a coincidence or does it mean anything?
No, actually, Doe and myself designed this mask. We designed this hood, and actually, Delirious. I met Delirious down in.
Now, for those, we're usually an audio podcast too.
Oh, right.
If you go to, actually, I think it's your usual pick on IWCWrestling.com. It's the blue and yellow mask with the yellow tassels.
Yeah, they picked the worst promo pick that they could have.
That's-
Out of the 17 that they took of me in the back room that day, they decided to pick the worst one.
Only have to.
Really?
Yeah, and I think that's the better.
No, what? That was Jesse the Mark then.
Yeah.
He's the one that took it. Okay. Can we take other pictures?
We'll take another picture. We'll work on that. I gotta get some new guys. Yeah.
We'll take pictures tonight.
Sweet. Look, it looks like I just looks like my neck's hurting. I mean, I don't know what the.
You got this weird seductive shoulder pose.
It is. Yeah. It looks like I want you to tip me. Is what I want. It doesn't. I don't look like a wrestler. I look. Anyway, I'm sorry, Nosebleed. Sorry, bud. Anyway, and I'm not saying not to discredit Delirious by any means. I met Delirious down in Dory Funk's. I went to Dory Funk Jr.'s camp back in 2000, and that's where I met Delirious. He actually had his first match with me down there, and we've been friends now a good 8 years. And my own mask was a split one back and forth, but I mean he went on his own design and whatnot, and I think it's just coincidence. But I certainly don't mind. People saying, "Oh, that looks like Delirious's mask," because he's an upstanding guy when you can understand him. He has a translator with him, and I love dog paws while I'm talking. So. But yeah, Nosebleed, I hope that answers your question, bud. It's just a coincidence.
Right above you, Sorg.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yes. Says you train in Hayabusa, Japan.
Yes.
Who trained you in Japan? Sorry if this has been covered, which I don't think.
No. When I was over there, his name's Genisuke. He was running the WMF training school. I was there for a month. I was there for a month the first time. I had 3 shows in that month that I was training. The other time I was learning there. I always followed Japanese wrestling, but I wanted to really learn. I want to get a grasp on it. Instead of a lot of these guys just watch tapes and they're profound in Japanese wrestling now, or Mexican or whatever. And that's just, I mean, that's the cheesiest thing you can say as a wrestler. You weren't you don't know it. You don't know it till you live the experience, till you actually get in there and you get the training. So Genisuke, I was there for a month, had 3 shows, and I was training with him in the dojo there, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 4. It was 6 days a week. We got 1 day off, and it was an intense training. But I'm telling you, I learned a lot of things, and I think the dog upstairs is actually doing Hindu squats, which is what I learned over there and what I did plenty of. But yes, and I say trained in Hayabusa, Japan. Hayabusa is the guy that ran WMF for a while. He opened it up and whatnot. So I want to credit him because without him there'd be no WMF. Without a WMF, I would have never met Genisuke, and on and so forth. You know, you guys get the picture. So So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I think that dog is doing push-ups now. He might be doing mountain
I don't know.
climbers.
There's nobody up there. I don't
Did you put the
understand.
dog on camera yet? I'm sure he's been on.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
she,
sure that
she's
they've
got a
seen
fan
it.
base.
Yeah.
Yes.
She makes
Just
appearances.
like the owl.
Yeah.
Norm Bish, who asked that last question, says Mr. Ganasuki FTW.
For the win.
For the win.
Yeah.
See, I always thought it was fuck the world.
Yeah, well,
This makes sense now.
I see how a lot of people would think. Yeah, much like people think it's a rolling elbow or a roar. Is it? What they say? Roaring is.
Roaring.
It's a rolling elbow, but Japanese people can't say their L's, so it sounds like roaring. Which roaring's a cool name,
Right.
but it's actually a rolling elbow. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I can see where you can get confused, Sorg. You have an owl in your house. I can see. I understand, dude.
My father killed that owl with a baseball bat, by the way.
Isn't that the best story you've ever
That's
heard?
great. The back of the head is flat. There is no back. It's just all flat.
That owl, we've had that owl as long as I've been alive, so I brought it with me to my own abode. So
I'm down with it. The talons they're intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
they're sharp.
You ever pick your teeth with them? You don't have a tooth.
I can't say I have.
Well, there's a first, folks. I might be picking my
You
teeth
wanna-
with the
You
talons.
can try it right now, yeah.
Get some video of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then burn it.
Wow. Oh shit! What else were we talking about?
Well, let's talk about hentai out of the ring.
Okay.
Now, I of course had heard of you because you're basically legendary around Pittsburgh. You've been part of the Pittsburgh indie scene for a while. But I was surprised when I was going to the Art Institute downtown. I went to my local comic shop, and I mentioned that I do this little show, and they're like, "Really? Well, Super Hentai's in here all the time." I'm like, no shit. So, is it? Do you go for the comics, the cards? What?
I actually, you know what? Back then, it's funny. I have a lot of friends that are into comics, and I had a close friend that was he was terminal. And so he was down with comics and shit like that. So to cheer him up, I mean, I know the comics and stuff like that. I'm familiar with all the characters. I go see the damn movies. I'm down with them. I just never read them as a kid or growing up or now. But that doesn't mean I can't. You know what I mean? I can still get into them here and there. But I was going in there, basically, it was for a friend. It wasn't so much for myself. And I was always chucking in there to get shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I wasn't there a lot in terms of what I liked. You know, I didn't really like it. There wasn't really a favorite. I mean, you know, I think a lot of them look cool. I have some of the video games, but yeah, that was primarily the reason I was in there. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and I did go in with the mask. I almost got shot coming to your house, Sorg. You should have seen it. It's fucking disturbing. I had the mask on.
Jimmy D lives 2 blocks down, so I'm surprised. So
It
I'm
was
like
probably-
sure
yeah,
he's
it's
not
probably
one
Jimmy
of them.
You know,
Every time we have anybody on the show who isn't Jimmy D, everybody insists that he's going to show up
Yeah.
and just jump.
Yeah.
So
Well,
anybody-
he called in abruptly when we had Facade on, so and then they got in a shootout on the phone.
he's got a few screws loose. He's a real good dude. He's got a few screws loose. I mean, that's apparent when he tried to start shit with Doe and myself. Are you that stupid? I mean, come on, are you that dumb? Oh, whatever. What else do we got?
All right, we
Who's
can,
on
we can
MySpace?
jump back to hentai in the ring.
Okay.
And we were talking a little bit before, upstairs about base brawl and stuff. You were in a dance-off with Larry Sweeney at base
The
brawl.
most amazing dance-off yet.
I schooled it. I know
Where
it's-
did that come from?
I schooled that motherfucker.
You did.
I like him, but I schooled that motherfucker. I'll tell you.
To be honest, I expected another goofy Jerry Lynn dance-off, because I know he's a metalhead, so I didn't expect much out of it. When I got a picture with him at, I want to say it was Super Indie, maybe the show afterwards, like, he leaned over and we did our pose, and he, like, screamed something metal in my ear. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Yeah, nobody would expect hentai to do that.
Yeah, right out of my ass. I mean, I guess I got rhythm. I can do some dancing. I'll go out to the clubs. Just get that picture. Try that again. Was that good?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I mean, I'll go to the clubs here and there once in a blue moon, and I mean, I don't know. I figured I watched Sweeney. I watched it, and not his wrestling. I watched his dancing. And I said, I'm gonna. You know what? I ever get in the ring with that guy, and it's gonna be on.
Hold on. There we go. All right. Excellent.
It's gonna be on. I'm like, there ain't no way. I am not. I'm gonna be the first guy to beat him in his own game. You know, the Undertaker never expected to be beaten in a fucking casket match and all that shit. So Sweeney didn't expect to be beaten in a dance-off. Well, touche, you Afro motherfucker. I love him. Take that.
Yeah.
And I took your spot against Jerry Lynn this next show.
You won.
So that was a precursor of what was to come in that match, I guess.
Yeah.
You definitely invoked the wrath of him because he was pretty.
He did apologize sometime later. Like I saw him at a show this past weekend, and he did apologize for his. He just let the temper get the best of him. But I understand. I mean, the Super Indie title shot's on the line.
Exactly.
I mean, he chased that belt. He won it. He didn't have it for a very long reign, and he did get a shot. But you know what? Jerry Lynn came out the better man on that night. But who's to say that Larry couldn't come out on top the next time?
Right.
And I could see why he would be. You know, his temper would get the best of him. I could see that. But you know what? I've been waiting a long time too. I had that belt for almost a whole year.
Yeah.
And then I never really got another shot at it. So
Veronica's in the chat room, said best strut off ever. Riz is in the chat room, says that was awesome. And he says he smells a dance-off rematch in the future. And Normbish is calling for a hentai versus Doc dance-off.
Whoa, what?
Remedy?
No, I can't. I don't dance unless I'm drunk.
all right, I'm on cloud nine. Get this guy
Somebody, wait, hold on.
Get him
Somebody
some
go
drink.
to the liquor store.
because I'll dance. It's on. I don't
start
care.
off in Febreze now.
Mad Mike wants to see your worm. This isn't the platinum edition of the Wrestling Mayhem show, Mad Mike.
No, I beat a black guy in a dance off one time down at Crowbar on the strip.
Was he in a wheelchair?
No, he was honestly like afro, like
I just
yeah. No,
want to cover them bases.
I was drunk and I pulled the worm out on him and he was like, "Oh, I'm done."
Yeah, because he wasn't getting on that filthy floor like that.
Totally not.
You come up, and you have cigarette butts on your shirt. It's disgusting. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Veronica also also comments that she was surprised none of you suffered from dehydration that day.
Very close to it, I'll tell you.
We did hear you say when you're getting punched in the head, I think, I shouldn't have worn the pants today.
Yeah, God, I should have worn tights. Yeah, those are my. I usually wear them for outdoor shows. They're like my outdoor tights, but I couldn't find them for the longest time. Then I found them in my closet like the night before, so I'm like, I'm wearing these, sweet. Busting them out, and I'm like, this was the biggest mistake of my life, and that's why I had to comment.
Because they were black on top of it.
Yeah, they didn't deflect much. I was dying.
Yeah.
I was dying, and Sweeney was a wreck, and all the guys were. Yeah, we were in bad shape.
Hot
And the
enough
mask.
Trying to watch.
Yeah, I wanted to take the mask off so bad. I will get my ass handed to me by my trainers. There ain't no way. So.
And another mask baseball question. I remember last year you participated in the baseball game most of the day. Did you have very interesting tans on your face after?
You know what? That's a great question. No. When I realized what I was doing and what was exposed and how lame, I don't want to say retarded, because there may be retarded people watching or listening, so I do apologize about the term retarded. How about, I don't want to say that either, because there might be gay people listening. I got nothing against gay people, or I was going to say fucking gay. I didn't want no fucking gay tan lines, and I'm like, oh shit. And I mean, I tan, but, you know, that hot weather, it's like, or that sun, yeah, you got them tan lines. I lucked out somehow. When I realized it, I started turning my head, back of my head to the sun. So I lucked out a lot and didn't get no tan lines. I hate tan lines. I hate them.
I remember the first baseball show is I ended up sitting in the front row on the side where the sun was setting.
Yeah,
facing.
that was pretty freaking
And
miserable.
sunglasses on, so I really didn't notice that there was a sun there until the next day. And then, I looked like Two-Face, only like the front back half of my body. I tan lines on my legs.
Yeah, that
My shorts cut them off.
That shit'll get you. You should have wore wrestling trunks.
I should.
And that's, I mean, dude, you would have got a sweet tan. Sorry.
I should.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go buy myself wrestling trunks now and wear them all the time.
I want to see that on your
Hentai told me
MySpace.
to.
Yeah,
I will. Super Hentai told me to buy trunks and wear them all the time. I'm gonna write that down.
And then tear the
Take it
page out and throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
Please.
In a month,
Be
you
like-
show up to the show and be like,
Why
dude,
do you
what
have
is
a
that
notepad?
smell? I haven't taken them off. Hentai's gonna beat me up if I take that off. He knows, man. He knows. He's got cameras.
Want to do tic-tac-toe? I can multitask. I know you got a notebook. Let's fill that fucker up. Well, we gotta do tic-tac-toe. Guys, I can multitask, folks. I can multitask. Let's do this.
Oh,
I just feel bad because he has a notebook and there's nothing in it. So we're gonna put something in this fucker. Let's date it.
Is this your songwriting notebook?
It's just a notebook. I needed money at Rite Aid, so to get cash back, I just had to buy something, so I bought a notebook.
That's fucking awesome.
So you're not writing?
You got a hentai autograph.
There you go.
I got it. Yeah.
You get something there.
Alright, so.
Or soft kisses 66.
Yeah, soft kisses. You know what? I was gonna call you that, and I can't remember what Chucky Roberts called you. And I was calling you like, I don't know.
Well, you kept calling me soft smooches.
That's
all day.
it. I screw the
Soft
pooch.
switches.
Screw
Yeah.
the pooch all the time.
Actually, Norm remembered that name.
Norm did?
Yeah,
Connors?
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
We were talking a couple weeks before the show. He asked if Soft Kisses was going to be there.
Of course I was.
So
I had to represent.
Who was someone that you've always wanted to work with, never got the chance to?
Anybody ever, or just in the indies, someone would actually be plausible when they get
both.
in the ring?
Both.
Yeah.
I would say out of everybody, there's great Sasuke. He's a Japanese wrestler, and he's actually my favorite Japanese wrestler of that I've watched. I've followed his career pretty much. So in terms of that, there's him over here. You know what? I would love to work with Jeff Hardy, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people, a lot of fans might frown on him or whatnot, but you know what? I give him a ton of credit. That guy is he's done ridiculous shit, and he's really evolved actually from those TLC matches till now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to work with him. And then like indie wise, you know, I'm trying to think who I would actually like to work with, like Claudio, or I would actually like to work with Delirious. I'm trying to think. That might be it. I would actually like to get my hands on the Hollywood Balds too. Partly out of
everybody.
Yeah, partly out of revenge, but partly out of they're my trainees. So you guys think you're that good? I'm not saying that I'm that good, but I'm saying. If you think you can bite the hand that fed you, then let's see what you got. So, yeah.
We got a couple questions in the chat room. Norm Bish asks, what's with all the Iron Maiden influence move names?
I'm a metalhead, and I love Iron Maiden. They're one of my top 5 favorite bands of all time. They were very influential. The whole 80s scene was like real influential to me. Because I was a kid. I was in elementary school growing up, and I had an older sibling that got me into metal, and it just skyrocketed from there. One of my favorite bands was Iron Maiden. I got sucked into their artwork, sucked me in, and then from there, just the music hit me off from there, and they're still one of my favorite bands. So that's where that comes from, and like. The double knees off the top rope is called. I labeled that Howling Fury, and that's an Anthrax song. It's just metal songs, and like metal bands got the coolest song titles, and it's like a lot of people don't know about them because they don't listen. People are listening to different shit now, like rap or this newer metal. So no one's into like the older stuff. I came from that older generation, so. That's where a lot of those. That's the whole definition behind that.
You got a phone call?
Who is it?
You would.
Hello?
What's going on?
What's that?
What's up?
Not much. What's going on?
Super Hentai's calling me out.
Jimmy D. Listen.
Super Hentai is an imposter.
No, it's the real deal, pal. It's the real deal. It's the
I
real.
can never tell because of the mask.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, pal. You always find it. You always make it a point to call in here or make your presence known every time there's someone from IWC that you don't agree with or you got a problem with that's on this show.
Or he has a crush on.
Or you have a crush on, apparently. But listen, pal. Yeah, I'm calling you out, but there's nothing you can do about it. You got yourself in hot water elsewhere. But don't worry, I'll take care of you soon enough. I'll get my hands on you, and then you're gonna realize that you're really in the ring with Super Hentai. You're gonna realize that, yeah, this is the guy that trained me. This is the guy that made me do 500 squats every single week. This is the guy that made me throw up twice a month. You're gonna fucking realize that it's me that you're in the ring with. If you got a fucking problem with that, then why don't you go to Norm and say something to him? Make this happen. Because I'd love to get my hands on you. I really would.
I'm speechless. I can't. I think I'm gonna need the smile surgically removed off my face because I'm so excited that you care that much about me.
Wow, this got really emotional.
I tell you, you are a true weirdo. I don't know what you've evolved. You're a really humble guy. You know what? You're still humble too, Jimmy. You're still humble. But you've evolved into this weirdo freak that I can't even relate to you anymore. You in the locker room, you just you give me that look, but it's a look of I don't know what you're gonna do. I gotta have eyes on the back of my head. I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know whether to say hello. Well, this is before all this shit went down with the family. I didn't know whether to come over and say hello or this or that. Because I didn't know what the fuck you were thinking. I don't know what you've evolved into. You're still a hell of a worker. You're in a hell of a tag team. The family is a hell.
I was just watching baseball.
Yeah, the family. You're a hell of a group. But you all have your own issues, which culminate to one big pile of shit that needs to be taken care of in the ring or elsewhere. And I don't know what.
Can I ask you a question? If we're such a good group, then how come you and Shirley Doe got help from Babyface Fire and sexual harassment just to beat me, Mickey Marshall, and Vendetta?
You, Mickey Marshall. You, Mickey Marshall, Vendetta. Did you hear what the fuck you just said? It was a match. It was a match against Mickey and Marshall, not against you two bald fucks that decided to come to the ring and cause total chaos. What the fuck? We'll take care of you fucking one team at a time. But you couldn't wait. You couldn't fucking wait. We didn't call Babyface Fire out to come in there and take care of business. Likewise with sexual harassment. And know what? You guys brought them out because that's the problem they have with you. Apparently the locker room has got a problem with you and the group that you're in.
Them out because Norm has a hard-on for all of us, just like you have a hard-on for us.
Yeah.
Like the way you're talking right now.
Right. And I'm going to bend you over. I'm going to fuck you right in your ass. I'm going to let you know who the fuck the alpha male is in that IWC locker room. You're right. I do have a hard-on.
I'll let you put in my ass, and then I'm going to lock my cheeks together and make a hard left so I break your people.
Yeah. I'm going to break your neck before you have a chance to do that.
Mad Mike says if he yells surprise, run.
I'm scared even. I shudder to think. You have a text message.
These promos are so much better when you guys kill them.
Normal let the Gambinos involved wrestle Hentai anymore. Maybe Dr. Field Guy will book it. I hear he's starting to promote.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's all hearsay, and let's just sweep that right under the rug because he has no credibility, Jimmy D. You and I know this. He's good for back rubs. The dude is a back rub magnet. He's badass at the back rubs. I'll give him credit at that, but promoter, nah.
I'll give him credit for smelling like a fucking mildew-filled sponge.
Jimmy D, you're something else, pal. See?
I thought I saw you. I was at Sandcastle the other day, and I thought I saw you with your mask on sitting at the corner of the pool. Everyone had tattoos and pool sunglasses. You had on like a silver mask with gold highlights.
Yeah, because that's what the cool people wear at that end, motherfucker. They want to be down there.
I was going to say hi, but I'm happy I didn't since you just threatened me with sodomy.
I thought you were welcoming that. I could have met you on the lazy river, pal. Dude, you can come up and say what's up. If you got a problem with me, we can fucking talk this shit out. But you're gonna piss me off, and I'm gonna headbutt Doc Remedy's fucking phone out of his head. And all hell's gonna break loose, Jimmy.
I only want to talk with Marshall and Vendetta there to stand between us. That way I can talk shit on you and get away with it.
I tell you, you know what, Jimmy? Honestly, if you got an issue, fucking come to me man to man. That's what I told all you fucking trainees and everybody else in the locker room. But if you're gonna take a Pearl Harbor-like approach to things, then I'll meet you in a ring, and it doesn't have to be IWCs. We wrestle plenty of other places in Ohio and elsewhere. I can meet you at one of them if you have an issue. Really.
I'll just wait till your back's turned and then do something, because that way I don't want to end up missing, because you make guys disappear. I've seen it happen.
And you know what? That's great. So that's right. You know what? We're gonna make a hard right off that topic right now. Because you're right. Okay, I see your point with that, Jimmy. I see. I don't even know where I was going. I don't even know where it started. I don't even know. I'm at a loss for words, Jimmy. I just want to know, did you get all the parasites out of your tights from that dunk tank down in Ellsworth? I heard there was an abundance of parasites in your tights.
Parasites, mildew, and bacteria. They thought, when I got them clean, they thought that I had it in the rain, like and let it sit outside for a few days.
That's legitimate, guys. I'm not kidding. His
They
tights.
used pond water to fill it up. They used pond water to fill up the fire truck, and then they filled the fucking dunk tank up with pond water.
Nothing swam up your urethra, did they?
Vicky Gambino. No, that's right. I shoved a bunch of Kleenex from McDonald's down my pee hole.
Wait. That's really scary because I was in that fucking dunk tank.
Yeah, Tina. I heard that Tina Gambino got sick. She actually got ill from that dunk tank.
She should be used to having dirty liquids in her mouth.
That is a family member. How dare you say that, Jimmy? Can't believe you went down that road. Oh my God. You're right. She should, though. She should.
Well, you just went off on me with that tirade before. I think there's a different family member you should save your energy for, Marshall Gambino.
You know what? If that guy wants to come call in, do whatever, you know what? That's fine.
They're supposed to be on here in 2 weeks.
Really big obsession with you.
Yeah, I know, it's odd. I felt, guys, I'm not kidding, I felt eyes boring a hole through me as I slept in my bed 3 weeks ago, and it was a scene from Animal House where the ladder just tilts backwards. The guy doesn't even bother getting off. Family Guy, for those of you who watch, where the creepy fucking perverted old man did the same thing when Chris was in the bathroom. Anyway, I'm telling you, Marshall does have some kind of odd obsession with me. I don't know what it is.
Tell him how you and him broke the bleacher at court time.
Yes, we did. We broke the bleachers. Yeah, the street fight we had.
DVD, if you watched it, I seen it last night. He gets you up for a spine buster, and that titanium back you have just crushes the end of the fucking bleacher.
It did. It bent the fucking it bent the goddamn bleacher, and we all caught hell. Which, you know, fucking Marshall, he had to do that to me. You know, there's a floor, there's people. He could have did that to people. They just didn't do it for motherfucking people. They're there for violence. They love that. Don't you guys live for that in the chat room? Or whoever the fuck's watching?
Yeah, Moose got landed on at the one show.
So
this kid,
you can a little diabetes. Whenever he's seen it, and you automatically see the bleacher break, he jumped up out of his chair and screamed for his wife to come in the room, and he made her watch it 3 times.
Did he think I looked hot in those ripped jeans?
He did say that when you came out and stood in the entranceway. He's like, man, that motherfucker got a body on him.
I did see him trying to check me out in a hetero type style in the locker room. Check me out as I'm trying to change into my gear and stuff. It's odd.
We had a comment for this conversation. Mad Mike asks, aren't there always parasites in Jimmy's tights? That's what he gets for those women of questionable nature.
Did you hear that, Jimmy?
Yeah, I heard it. I saw that Mad Mike guy at baseball. He was there, wasn't he, Sorg?
Yeah, he was in from New York for it.
Yeah, I was in the bathroom, and he walked in at the same time, and he pulled his pants down to his ankles just to take a piss. His whole ass was exposed.
Oh, the Eric Ecstasy.
Yeah, everybody knows Mad Mike does the kindergarten pee.
Yeah, that's alright. That's how they do it in the Bronx, man.
I do that too. And I think that's why maybe Marshall has some kind of infatuation because of that. Maybe he has an infatuation because I shoot hoops in the locker room with no pants on. Yeah, I don't know. It really is. He's laughing because he knows it's the truth. I'm not kidding. I do like to be naked. What's that, Jimmy?
You're not totally naked. You do it with a Metallica shirt with the sides cut out of it.
That's true. That's my summer shirt. That's Metallica shirts, my summer shirt. That fucker's so comfortable. I love that motherfucker. See, Jimmy.
Marshall Gambino thinks the sight of you doing a naked three-pointer can make certain people regain feeling in their legs.
Yeah. Wow, that is. I tell you, Jimmy, that's an absolute terrible comment. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Where's your sophistication?
Marshall, I don't want to take credit for that.
Where's your sophistication? You don't. Well, I guess if you quote, was that verbatim?
That was pretty well. No, it wasn't verbatim. The real version's way worse than that.
You can swear. You can swear on this.
Oh, he
You know
knows.
that?
He knows.
Dude, he's
One looks that fucking hard leg will make a cripple get up and run.
Yeah, it's something odd there. I don't know. I don't get him.
That is a bit worse, yeah.
Okay, so it was a bit worse. Oh, Jimmy. What happened to you, motherfucker? God damn. I want to go on record and say that Jimmy's one hell of a worker. That whole family, they're hell of workers, they're hell of wrestlers, but they just have something going on in their head that's just caused them to go mental, and I don't know what it is. It's a shame, but...
Well, I'll go on record and say that you and Shirley Bill are actually really good trainers, and if it wasn't for you guys, Shima wouldn't be in Japan and Mexico, Diaz wouldn't be in Japan, Gory wouldn't be wearing multicolored face paint with a faggy haircut, and I wouldn't be saying Dirty Finger to you on the radio right now.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
There's something strangely touching about this conversation.
Touching in what sense?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
touching in the inappropriate sense, for one thing.
Oh, Sorg. Nothing.
Everybody blames me. Why is everybody just calling out my
Because you're the motherfucker in front of the kids.
You're
You're the motherfucker.
I'm the
You're
motherfucker?
motherfucker in the front of the room.
You're standing at the front of the class, sir.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Jimmy D
just
hung up.
fucking called it quits.
No,
Motherfucker.
Mad Mike Hentai should not be rubbing my shoulders first for the hell of it. Jimmy D's not here, so...
Oh, filthy.
Wow, that was
Is he-
unexpected.
Yeah, that fuck's gone.
Yeah.
He hung up.
I'll tell you what, he gets me all wound up when I talk to him.
No kid.
And it's crazy. Yeah, it gets
We
nuts.
hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
We
It
couldn't
gets,
tell.
gets wild.
Man, I can't wait to see that. Oh shit. So what else happened during all that?
I'm trying to catch up to the chat room here.
Sorg, do we want to rock our first music break?
I think we should
We're at
rock
about the
our
hour
first music break. Yeah. Who we got? You guys have somebody? You know,
I got shit.
Tell you what, I got
mark.
somebody.
If you want to head on over to my website.
We'll get you on the next one.
Alright.
I got Guns N' Roses in the motherfucking car. I'm sorry.
Oh, any reason to drop an F-bomb.
I know, I am too.
Just looking for him
I
now.
don't care.
Motherfucking fucker, god fucking what?
Sorg earmuffs.
Fuck.
They're on.
The best thing
You're
is
hating
Veronica's nephew is like he's 13. He's in town. He's listening to the show.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he would be.
But
wouldn't
Veronica texted me. She's like, I distracted him with a movie. It's totally fine. So fuck ass, fuck.
he? All right, guys. Up
I
here.
said worse at 13.
That's true.
I'm sure you did. Our first musical selection is a guy I just interviewed earlier tonight. He'll be up tomorrow on the WPAJ interview at westernpajolos.com. But check him out, myspace.com/theshakeyshake. We just played a show with him, and we'll play another show with him at Glassport, PA. Yeah, you just met him this weekend, LB.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Is
sir.
it King Frown?
No, it's not King Frown.
I thought it was King Frown with his
No.
new hit, lipstick and hand grenades. Or chapstick and hand
What?
grenades. Did you ever get any of his CDs?
I gotta see the man. We had him on the show once.
Did you ever hear his songs?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear his infatuation with chapstick?
No.
The kid loves chapstick. Are you serious? I gotta find
I
it.
didn't hear the
listening to
chapstick
any
one.
of this stuff.
We
Oh.
heard the stories that all the workers love to listen to his music.
I love it. We do love it. But he does. He has an infatuation with chapstick. I can't believe you didn't hear that in any of the songs. Have you listened to?
You'll love my stuff then.
You listen.
I'll give you one of my CDs before you leave.
Right on.
But we're going to play one randomly. Here's a Surprise It's Me by Shaky Shake right here on the Wrestling Mayhem show. In a second, when I turn this on.
And then cut our mics.
I finally stumbled to the door, but I'm too fucked up to get in. I'm not a rapper anymore, I'm a comedian. One life's kept in storage, one's ready to begin. One hand grips innocence, one drips in sin. I'm still in this game, still paying my dues. Still got a couple of egos to crush, couple to bruise. Not sure how to fill this canvas, what do I use? Ink, paint?